It's all love at the end of the day. It is all love. I have my microphone pointed down. But that's why I can't judge anyone, man, because when I truly look outside myself, I just realize that everyone is me pushed out. Like, I really see that. And for those who understand that, you know exactly what I'm saying. Everyone is essentially you pushed out. We're all the same in essence. It doesn't mean everyone is going to act and behave exactly like you. Know that wouldn't be fun. That wouldn't make the game of life fun if everyone was just you, because then that would essentially just be God looking at God. But this is the entire universe experience itself, man, and that's one of the most beautiful and terrifying things at the same time. And it's terrifying because the people that are you pushed out, based on the concepts you take on, these hardened concepts, make you think that something is actually happening to you and something is actually wrong, but it's not. It's a creature that has taken on concepts as dense as you've taken on concepts, and sometimes that just becomes a very, very bad mix. And it's not a bad mix. It's just a matter of low and high vibrations. Nothing good, nothing bad. Gotta transcend the duality. You're seeing non-duality become teachings nowadays, and I always say, in everything I've learned on this journey so far, is always go within on why all of this is becoming a thing. Like, really take a step back and look at why non-duality is becoming a popular thing now. Why does it always return back to just unconditional love or not being attached, and just everyone who does seem like a trippy hippie and seem out of their mind is like this, finding this beauty in everything. It's like, why do you think that is? Why do you think all the highest keys and all of the highest revelations are about how everything is beautiful, but then a spiritual awakening seems like it's something that just tears your life apart? Which it does, but in a good way, because what it tears apart is what you consider life. But the true life is actually death. That's why they talk about ego deaths in spirituality, a spiritual death. Because you are dead now. You died. So you need to re-die to the true life. But it's all love. It's unconditional love. It's truly love. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why, man, whether you don't find your person here or whether you do, when you go within, that's why a lot of these teachers teach this, man. When you go within, you really start to attract everything into your life and a lot of things into your life. And especially this, first of all, this isn't like a be careful, be weary if you're someone who's awakening and realizing all this stuff. But yes, you should be, careful when you begin to awaken, because, everything happens for a reason, but you're going to attract certain things to your light. It's just inevitable. You're gonna, like, the light, when there's a light shining in the darkness, everything is going to approach that light. That's the simplest way to think about it. So if light can also equate to love, well, when you're just loving, everything is going to come for you. And that's why, hence, in these other videos, I say that they're going to come for you if you awaken. Because it's just true, man. And the funny thing is you're on the other side feeling bliss without needing anything on the external of you. And they're over here trying to fight to understand how someone could be like that. I think one of the funniest things I ever heard someone say to me, right, and I had this no response, no thing, was, there is no one alive that is above paying bills. We all got bills. We all got this anger, like this energy. It looks very different in the astral realm than it does here. And my response was, I don't think that I'm above bills. I don't allow the bills to damn near give me a brain hemorrhage. That's the awakening, not being attached to it. We could all collectively change the world. That's very true. And also, to forgive this person also didn't know the many things I did when I manifested abundance. But again, I don't like bringing that up, and I never do bring that up in conversation, because, again, it feels like I'm trying to justify, everyone wants to point out my faults instead of the things that I did do for people, which is hence why I'm even in the position I'm in now. Even B.O.B. said it in his new album. Like, you keep going outside of yourself. Like, why not, like, hold something for yourself? And then he goes, shit, like, hold it for yourself. And that's what I learned through everything I've learned in the past few years. Because I've manifested other amounts of money and things like now, but you know, this thing is no one really sees what I'm doing because I move. See, because I learned the best thing in awakening was to move in silence, and it's all love. And you could drop gems along the way for those who are actually paying attention. But man, it's really like Christ-like energies, Jesus Christ. It's like I did not come for them. I came for you. Do not conform to the world, because this isn't love out here. The fact that you can get so mad at someone because they just don't feel the same way you feel about bills, that shows you what we walked into. And it's all love. It's what we consider love. That's why it's all love. But true unconditional love isn't about conditions. But yeah, I don't like getting into that conversation about all of that stuff, because it's like no one wants to point out, well, the ones who really see me do, they know. And that's the true family. That's the family. That's why Jesus was like, my brother? Who's my brother? Who's my mother? See, and a lot of people that ride for Jesus's teachings don't actually understand or embody what he was saying. They don't get it because you got to embody the energy. And I do, because when I woke up, I was like, whoa, no. And then when I read the Bible recently and seen all that stuff, man, I've been having a ball reading that shit. This motherfucker was going through the same things I was, dude. And that's why I love it to death now. I love his parables and the stories he brought, because it's the same stories I try to teach y'all. It's the same thing. Literally, the Bible, which is his words, some of his words in it, will literally tell you, don't conform to the world. Well, what does that mean? If you're sitting here still getting mad about bills and payments, then and all these things, bro, you're bigger than that. We're bigger than this. We are unconditional, infinite beings that took on a human being body that lasts 50 to 60 to 70 years. It's a temporary consciousness. We all know it's a temporary experience, and we're going out and we're treating each other like this. You can't refute my points. I speak from a place where you cannot refute it. And I don't say that as like ego. I say that because really look at what we walked into. We can get mad. Like, and I haven't done things like this, but my things that I had to ascend from were a bit different. But I've seen people get mad at waitresses or waiters or something for giving them the wrong food, right? But the building was created out of love. Where someone created love. Someone wanted to see a restaurant and they put a restaurant together. Let's just throw Applebee's in there, called Applebee's. And then these restaurant chains needed souls to work there. So then you got to go out and get the soul. My point is do you get it? It's all created. It never existed before. Isn't it funny? These buildings, these planes, this technology we all have never existed before. And then we can live day to day getting frustrated when none of it works. That shows you what we walked into. Creation is finished. There's nothing new here. That's why ancient civilizations, they are saying and finding that they were much more advanced than us. Well, why do you think that is? That's very odd. That's why I say this all the time. Why do you think that ancient Egyptians studied death? They were trying to learn how to die and not come back because they already knew what they were going to be looping in. It was this. This consciousness will keep you trapped here. You have to ascend above it. You will get exhausted one day. That's why you'll get exhausted and you'll want to drink from rivers. I'm over here using the Bible, and I don't even know it that well yet, but I got to shout out Tone, man. When he started saying that, I wanted to drink waters from my own cistern. Like these parables, they're very true. Like that. Why do you? I always have to go about. It's love. Why do you gotta go within? You have to go within. It's within yourself. That's where the answers lie. That's why it's about meditation and healing your traumas and doing the shadow work, because you have to go within. You've gone so external of yourself, you forgot your own divinity. You think the department store is real. You think these restaurants are real. You think all of this is real. No, it's just love. It's just energy being energy, free flowing. It's snowing outside. Create the building so we don't freeze. All of it. No. And I'm borrowing a little bit of these words from my brother, but if I were to say my own words, it's very true. I tried to say this. I say it with celebrities. We built a reality where we put people on a pedestal. People who are just as creative and talented as all of us. Everything in your life is something you manifested. Even the reality TV shows and everything you watch, that's the thing I use, because that was the first thing that was to go when I awakened. Like, not for me, I wasn't really watching them before or after my awakening, but I'm talking about people I tried to pull out. I'm like, you're watching, imagine you living in a reality where you can go and make your dreams come true, go and manifest destiny, and every day you wake up to watch a reality TV show of a family that's already rich and achieve their dreams and could be industry plants, but that's another conversation. And you watch that every day. You wake up, you go to your 9 to 5, and you come home and you watch these famous people go to Tulum, go to Cancun, go to all these places that you could be going to if you really wanted to, and just watching them get into fights with their family and trauma. And it's programming, bro. It's programming. It never even used to exist. It didn't exist. We look at these people, like we look at people and call them stars. And then once we realize the universe is within us, there's still people I've seen on this spiritual journey that don't realize they're the star. It's crazy, but it's love. See, it's what everyone considers love. Automatically. And the thing is I like saying love now because that's really the understanding I've taken it. If I use my own word, aside from love, is what are you calling life? Because if meditation and enlightenment is all about transcending this realm, then whatever you're looking at, the conditions, the concepts we've taken on, that's what you're considering life. You know, when someone says like you complain about something and you're going to get more of that thing that you're complaining about. Yeah, because your emotional attachment to that is making it real. That's why you have to detach and let go. So you love that. You love that. I tried to say this to a partner I had before. Whatever you have with your past partners, there's an addiction to the fighting. That's why relationships become toxic. Because if bread can mold from the start and a relationship could seem like it gets twisted towards the end, no, it means the relationship was built off of that from the beginning. One person went in with a mindset that was already twisted. Not to say anything is bad or good, but when people think about relationships not being toxic and they're being hard, they're not, man. I made a video called Relationships Are Easy, because they are. It's the person who makes them difficult for themselves because they don't want to let go. Some people don't even allow themselves to be with an amazing person because they're so stuck on what they know. It's like this person has to operate exactly to my standards, to the conditions, and if they break those conditions, then my nervous system can't handle it and the trauma comes out and I didn't heal my and see, and it's addicting. See, that the way I did that sounds scary, but the funny thing is it's a double-edged sword. It is scary to see that you are the problem. It's all on you. But then what's scarier is realizing that is addicting to you because it doesn't get handled. It doesn't get handled, the issues we face, because you're calling it life. You're like, oh, you just say it to sound good. Oh, I'm sad today and this frustrated me, but whatever, that's just life, ups and downs. That's a low key of consciousness. Then that's what it is. You're going to get a repeat of that belief. But no, if you see things as all beautiful and really nothing can touch you, well, imagine what you can do. If the body responds to programming, imagine what you can put in your mind to not be offended by this stuff. Because I did it. And I was tested for sure. I don't even feel anything, like anything really touched me anymore. I feel myself. Like I feel high literally all the time. It just feels like I'm literally on crack because love is within you. It's within you. It's within you. You will feel these spontaneous bursts of laughter, of what I can describe as heaven, what I can describe as just bliss. It really is bliss, but it's within you. People won't unlock it because of the concepts and the conditions they've taken on. They're calling something outside of themselves life when you yourself are life. You are energy. You birthed whatever you're in right now into existence. Tell me how that's not love. You loved yourself so much that you separated yourself to see if you could get home. And home is not in Oregon. Home is not in Cancun. Home is not Costa Rica. Home is where the heart is. Why is that a term? That's a term that a lot of people don't get. If you're truly comfortable in your being and truly, you can have preferences and do the things here and live where, you know, it's a little bit warmer as opposed to cold. Do what you got to do. Still, everything down here, like Max said in our talk, your whole life is the prayer. You're meditating 24 hours of the day. You don't sit aside to meditate and then come out of the meditation or the prayer and then all of a sudden you're back to being a human and you're not spirit. No, you're spirit at all times. That's why to really manifest and do instant manifestation, like people talk about with ascended masters that I've told you about, where I meditated literally on the job. Think about this. I was working when I did this and made that woman appear. It's easy. But the thing is you have to wash out the cup. You have to wash out everything that makes you think you're human before you start experiencing glitches and deja vu like that. And that's just 100%. I think, again, this comes from Life is a Dream. This comes from Tone. He said in the Bible, it said Paul wrestled with a man. He crossed the river and he left his family, his friends, his family, I think his son, on one side of the river, then crossed the bridge to go to the other side of the river to wrestle with a man. If you get it, wow. And I'm realizing this now, and I don't even think he said this in his video, but the bridge between is the pineal gland in the center of the two hemispheres of the brain, the right and the left hemisphere. So one side of the brain went to wrestle with a man in the middle or on the other side of the lake, which would literally be the hemispheres of the brain. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I just had that revelation now and I got chills. But yeah, you're wrestling with yourself. You're fighting yourself. It's all love. You walked out, now it's time to walk back in. And that man that you're going to be wrestling with is all your concepts. Hey, I'm a good man because I did this. I opened the door for somebody. Okay, well, now reverse it. What if there was never anybody to open the door? Do you open the door? Listen to this. Did you open the door because genuinely you just wanted to open the door and felt no obligation to open the door for the person? Or you opened the door to expect the person to say thank you or something? You have to look at all parts of your being, because this is all a reflection of the divine, all the things you do. And that's why it's take no thought in what you do here. It's all love. Take no thought. You know, I already talked about this in Deja Vu. It's gonna sound like I'm saying and repeating the same things, because essentially when you're at this point, there's nothing to say. I'm not even saying anything at all. There's nothing to say anymore. Because every time you go external, you're just basically just walking back out into the concepts, but you're not of the concepts anymore. So it doesn't really matter. But because like I'm not of the world anymore. It's like the things that were still kind of getting me and messing with the low resonances still left in the body were purged out this last 2 years. Like I'm not even here. Like I'm literally not here. That's why I said, like, you know, if it ever seems like I'm like taken out or something like that, I mean, just know that I had written it into my story. I programmed my destiny to be that. But if I'm around still doing this and saying things, then I guess I decided to hang around for a little bit more. But it's very true. It's love. I'm done. I'm not connected to this. Whether because I used to always say that I was here for love and I was trying to get somebody out of this. Like I kept reincarnating and coming back because I'm trying to free someone else out of this and go home. And I want to elaborate on that a little bit more, because I feel like there's a few people I've met who, I'm not going to say are runner-up candidates, who kind of make me feel like, okay, I'm either getting closer to whatever that is, or it's just me going like giving up and going back home. I have no idea. But I definitely had this conversation a lot with my bro when I first awakened, that we're so aware of our reincarnations that it's just, there's no way we're not choosing to just come back here. Brother Panic, I referenced him a lot in older videos and showed his videos. He made the transition. I remember him saying this, like, you're God, you have the keys to leave, like, and you think you're stuck here. Imagine finding out you're God, or finding out that you're awakened and you're meant to ascend this, and then think that you're stuck, or there's nothing that your mind couldn't manifest or whatever to get out of this. Yo, you are love. You are an unconditional multidimensional being. Put that on. Put it on. It may seem selfish to others. That's the thing. You're not conforming to the world. The world was manifested from the place that was eternal love. Think about that for a second. When near-death experience people die, go to the other side and tell you, man, it just felt like all love. It was love more than I felt my kids. Like, that shit was different. They talk about a mother's love, but that was like a mother's love on crack. Because, you know, if you know the whole thing about a mother's love is a mother and their child, if a good mother, by the way, because there are many different perspectives. It's like a mother has that sense of knowing when the child is, it's a mother's intuition, like knowing when their child, no matter how old they get, they need to call up or check on them, or they felt like something is wrong or something. Like my mom, I've seen my mom do this multiple times, and those of you out there have seen it too, because that's a highly psychic sense. It's this connection. It's like mother nature. I love it. But yeah, like that is like the highest love. Despite anything you do here, I will still love you because you're my child. And it's not even because you're my child, but it's attached to like that. It's sort of attached to that. But that love on the other side is essentially like a mother's love on crack, because you have to understand, if we're talking about non-dualism, we're talking about everything is love. Well, then think about what we're actually saying. If it's all love, man, then nothing's ever happening to you here. It's just love. That's a dark way to look at it, right? Think about how much like that would even tear up somebody's ego who's holding on to this too much. Yeah, the person at the grocery store robbed it. Guess what? That's love. Because it didn't exist before. It didn't exist. None of this existed. None of this does exist. It's an experience. Like, it's an experience. What more can you say? It's an experience. You got people fighting over comments. That's why I laughed. Someone commented that I had lost the plot after they wanted to debate me on spirituality. There is no debate. I laughed and I said, oh, I knew someone like you in the past. There's no debate. There's no argument with your spiritual experience. It's like I awaken and I start predicting people to die. You want to come and prove that to be wrong? Good luck. You're going to be fighting with yourself at the end of the day, because it's just like, I can't explain what I've seen. There's people who have a count of my records and have seen me manifest in person. I don't know what to tell you. I guess I'm tapping into quantum physics. Go look at a quantum physics book and try to prove me wrong. Go look at observation. I'm not here to do, I don't know, I'm not here to do like, what is it? Spiritual Scrabble with you? Spiritual, what you want to call it? Spiritual fencing? Bro, we're spirit beings in a human body. If you're not ready for that, just don't look for it. It's all good. This is not the information for you. Don't feel bad by that. This is not your path. Not yet, at least. And I've got nothing more to say to that, because now I'm just realizing it's all love. Like, you saying no and turning that down is love. And that's just what I do now. I never turn away someone who wants to hear a new perspective or a different perspective, because you don't turn those people away. Not the ones who have an open mind. But everyone else who's instantly ready to bat, yeah, you gotta hey, this isn't for you. That's it. What can I say? Because it's like, imagine being someone, like, I've noticed this at this point. And that's why I've never done it, and I've never seen the point in doing it, but I can understand it as it being a perspective, because it's all love. Imagine not liking somebody's channel, or not liking the information they bring, or somebody talking about their experiences, which experiences is what they have went through, talking about their experiences and feeling the need to want to debate them. Feeling like there's something that's just, because the way I can describe it, and I would put it in my own words instead of bringing psychological terms and stuff, what inside you is so uncomfortable that makes you feel the need to want to debate someone's point of view on their own experiences that they actually went through? That's a very odd twisting of consciousness. Like, there's nothing to debate. It's like, if it's not for me, I just leave. Say I watch a channel where I don't really resonate with the person's message. Why am I going to leave a message that I don't like them, and I don't like their message, or I wanna debate you because some of your concepts are wrong? What is that like? That kind of feel like, to me, that reveals something within the person, especially when it comes to the journey of enlightenment and awakening. Because why do you think there was Jesus Christ that everyone praises? Why do you think there was a Prophet Muhammad? Why do you think there was a Buddha? that like everybody was addicted to the teachings of these people. It's because that person walked alone, no matter how many people were around them. That person walked alone in the journey. And that's me. I'm not here to debate you. Like I said, it's all love, and I've seen it in dreams. I've seen it in dreams. I've experienced it in real life. I've brought my experiences to YouTube. There's no debate. There's just having fun now. That's why I say it's all love. I don't judge anymore. Like, you're where you're at, and you should respect where you're at and stay in your lane. That's just it. Respect where you're at, because the journey is a beautiful, natural process. Not everyone is just meant to come in and start throwing mantras on stuff. It's just love. It really is just all love. Like, be you. You're actually beautiful. You don't have to debate me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with anything in this video. You could just call me crazy and move on. That's the best. See, that's the best some people got. It's just to call me crazy and move on. But it's very hard to refute the points, because it's very true. You're getting, like, imagine getting, like, that's why I don't even get mad at stop. Like, when I was driving and stuff, like, stop, I just take no thought in it. It feels like my mind is zen all the time. You know, hitting stoplights, traffic being bad, or what people say perceived as bad. It's like, I don't see it like that. Like, ever since my awakening, I just see it as it's just energy. Like, it's literally just energy. It's all wired up like a game board. It really is. This is another thing that I've always said, that life is a video game, but I like how Tone put it again, because he said, like, look outside your house and look at the wiring in your house. Look at the wiring, look at the venting systems, look at everything is literally set up like, he said, like a video game, like it's wired. And the way I say it's a video game, I mean, yeah, look at it too. Like, look at your stats. You got an eating stat. Like, this is a video game we love. That's why I said this had to be created out of love. Because how did people like The Sims and GTA and games like that? They like micromanaging characters in a world like Westworld. Like, this is like, it's all reflecting a divine nature. It's just a game inside a game inside a game, man. It's Inception. That's why Inception was really good. But like look at this. Like, or Inception was a dream inside a dream. But I mean, I'm looking at some wires running across the ceiling now. Just look at it. It's all wired up like a circuit. It's like a circuit board. And then your body's got systems. Nervous system, respiratory system, lung, all this. Endocrine system. Digestive system. You literally sound like a computer when you look at it from the, you know, we're not exactly robots because of our consciousness, but the body is an avatar. It basically is just a really high-tech machine. Like, realistically, it's a high-tech machine, but there's just the difference between a robot is like a robot needs to be turned on. Probably they find some infinite fuel source that they're probably hiding, but the robot doesn't have the consciousness part of it. You know? Even like AI being sentient. AI could... That's another rabbit hole I can't go down right now because this video is never going to end. But it's love, man. It's unconditional love. That's why it's about forgiveness and all these keys. You don't just pour these keys on when stuff happens to you. You have to embody it. Like I always tell you, man, I had certain people close to me really like... It was really like talking over some people's heads all the time, where it's just like, you'll bring a new perspective and you're just being you, and they will feel attacked, man. And I saw a video pop up on my feed, Instagram feed yesterday, that had me laugh, where it was a guy talking about how, like, if you ever get this when you're awakened, like, usually awakened people go through this little effect where, you know, people, but see, the way that some of these dudes present it, I don't really agree with, but he was basically saying in the video, like, some people will literally say to you that they think that you think you're better than them. That's like what awakened people get sometimes. And yes, that's very true. I've gone through that. It's because, like, I speak in such an odd language, in an odd way, that if they don't understand it, it immediately translates to you're smarter than them, or you think you're evolved, or you think you're better. I got it. Like, I've had it happen directly to me all along this journey. And it's like, bro, we're just looking for the deeper lessons of self. We're looking for self. We're not even occupied, or we're not even worried about you. That's true love. Like, I just, hope something resonates or plants a seed in your mind to where you'll start looking at yourself. It's got nothing to do with being smarter than you. No one even cares about that. See, that's the egoic human mindset still. That's like the, oh look, I got this college degree or I got that. It's not bad, but it wouldn't make you better than anyone. It's just something you chose to do. But that's like where the mindset comes from. You start talking from a higher place. Oh, you think you're evolved. You're so this, and even the subtle ones. Oh, you're just so evolved, or you're so deep now. What does that even mean? Like none of these words used to exist. They don't. I don't know. All those things don't even like when you touch this level. Those things just roll off you. You start to laugh because you just realize it's all a game. Like it literally feels like a game. It literally, oh, I mean, it is, but it literally feels like a game when you go into those types of conversations. Because those conversations and any pain you experience are really your best. I mean, Chris Bumstead put it, this is a saying he has where he says, pain is a privilege. It really is. It's your greatest moment of transformation. Not even just physical pain, because he's like a weightlifter, a bodybuilder, but any pain. And I think even in that little interview he did, or like it was like a little vlog question and answer, I think he was going beyond physical too. But it's your soul. Like you gotta experience pain in this realm. That's the thing, until you take off what you're not, which is all these concepts you put on. You're an unconditional, loving, multidimensional being. I'm out.